better take another close look.
Hi everyone, this is Sanjana from Close Look, and we would like to acknowledge that the lands on which we work, play, and learn are on the shared traditional territory of the Katsi, Kwantlen, Semiahmoo, and other Coast Salish people. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Aryan and I'm from Close Look. We are at Holland Park right now attending the Fusion Fest and we're going to go interview some people. Let's go see what they have to say.
I can feel it in my bones, and rhythm to us some more. Got me looking like a clown. Summer always let us down. Tell me I'll be what I need. Can't help it, I got my needs. Close the curtain, kill the sound. Summer always let us down.
So we are here in the Indigenous village with,
Jermaine Langan, the organizer.
and she has brought ribbon skirts here. So, what do these ribbon skirts mean to you?
Ribbon skirts are traditional skirts that Indigenous people wear to ceremonies, to special events. But these specific ribbon skirts are made out of the kokum scarf material. And I made them as a special project to recognize the relationship between the Indigenous people, women, and the Ukrainian women. So when the Ukrainians first came to Canada, the immigrants, they settled in my area, Saskatchewan, and they had these scarves that they gifted to the Indigenous grandmothers, and we call them kokums. So they would use these scarves to tie their hair back when they went out hunting, chopping wood, all of that stuff, and it became a staple in their life. So I chose the material to recognize what's going on in Ukraine and to know that relationship between the two cultures.
And these skirts look lovely. How long did one take you to make?
I could make a couple skirts in one day if I just do that, but these little guys, they didn't take long. They're maybe an hour.
And how old were you when you started making skirts?
Well, I actually started sewing maybe 30, 40 years ago. So ribbon skirts I've just been making within the last 10 years.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Bye. So we are here with Lorene in row 5 and we're going to ask her a couple questions about this amazing booth. So, what inspired you to come here and showcase your culture here at this event?
I've been a past participant of the Surrey Fusion Festival, and we're so happy to be back in person. And what this Japan Pavilion does is two things. One, it talks about the actual country and tips and resource materials and maps about traveling to Japan, and also information about the arts and culture. But the other part of it is, like my family who came in the 1800s to Canada, Japanese Canadian history, and we've got this wonderful special exhibit. And some of these panels are from the Museum of Surrey, and it tells the stories of Japanese Canadians who came here at the end of 1800s, beginning 1900s. For example, did you know Strawberry Hill in Surrey was named after the Japanese Canadian strawberry farmers who used to be here until 1942 and the forced uprooting of Japanese Canadian families.
Well, I've been in Canada for in Surrey or BC for a long time, and I did not know that. My final question is, what does your Japanese culture mean to you?
My Japanese culture is really about family. So to me, when I think of things like food, for example, it reminds me of my grandma and what food she made, or my mom. And it reminds me of some of the struggles they had when they first came as settlers in the 1800s and what they had to battle, racism, and they work hard, and yet sometimes that was used against them with racism. And it's also a reminder to me that as how I'm proud of my Japanese heritage and want to know about the good and the bad, the injustices, it's also about making everything equitable and having an inclusive Surrey, inclusive province, inclusive Canada for all different ethnicities and Indigenous peoples, so that we don't have racism and don't repeat the injustices of the past.
This booth is amazing. They have origami setups, a bunch of information. Thank you so much for your time today, Lorian. So we are here with Isabel, and she has created these beautiful pieces of jewelry and art, and we're going to ask her a couple of questions now. So the first question is, what got you into making all this art and jewelry?
Well, actually, I'm just work for Jairo. He's my roommate. His family does everything in Ecuador. Everything is handmade.
Also, when did you start making all of these art pieces?
Jairo told me that he's been here in Canada around 20 years. In the beginning, he used to play music like that one you can hear in the back. But I will say that he started this business around 5 years.
And why did you decide to come to this event today?
Jairo has this business, and just because of COVID, he couldn't do any of this. But now that everyone went back to the normal, he wanted to share some of his culture with other people.
And these look so amazing. How long does it take you to make one of these bracelets, for example?
This bracelet is leather, and obviously, as you can see, it's handmade. It might take around 3-4 hours because they have to cut it and tie everything.
Thank you so much for your time. We are here with Kem, and the first question I'm going to ask her is, why did you decide to bring your booth here to Surrey Fusion Festival?
Because Surrey is a multicultural place, and we are from Africa, so we belong to culture.
Second question, what does your culture mean to you?
It means a lot. It means a lot, and the fact that we are here to celebrate our own culture as much as we are in Surrey is a great honor.
Last question, what's your favorite cultural food?
I'm from Nigeria, so I love jollof rice.
I'll try that one day. Thank you so much for your time. So we are here with Gurleen and Tanbir, and the first question I'm going to ask them is, why did you decide to bring your India culture to Surrey Fusion Festival?
See, Canada is probably one of the most diverse places here there could be, so why not present, our country here? Like, we've bought jewelry from all over India, like from different states, and we're trying to display our culture here. So yeah.
I believe every country represents something or the different, and we get to learn a lot. And today it's my pleasure to be a part of such a diverse culture where everybody gets, not just normal people out here, but we as humans get to see another part of the world. What I'm very thankful, and I'm happy that people are loving our jewelry, and I look forward to these kind of events and people like you every year. Thank you.
Final question is, what does your Indian culture mean to you?
It is who we are. This is who we are. This is what our conditioning. This is how we grew up. So it's just putting that forward. Letting people know where we are from, what we are part of. That.
See, Indian culture itself is I would say, example for whole rest of the world, where so many languages and so many colors are already being a part. And this should be what I say. That's what she said. This is what we are. Different colors of cultures, and under just one umbrella. That's what India is. So thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you. So we are here with Bogdan and Arena, and from the Maple Hope Foundation, and I'm gonna ask you guys a couple of questions. So what does your culture mean to you?
Our culture is really old and really interesting. Today we happy present our national doll Modanka. You can see there. Yeah, it's our very old-fashioned protection doll. It protects house, families and kids. I think our people needs protection now, so that's why we choose Modanka. And of course, you can see everything else about Ukrainian culture.
Why did you guys decide to come to Fusion Fest today?
So we wanted to represent our culture here and show and display various of our culture and share it with others so others can enjoy and learn something from it.
Thank you guys.
So I'm Bella from Bella's Batiks. We are joining as part of the Indonesian Pavilion booth at Surrey Fusion Festival.
They have lots of beautiful jewelry pieces and lots of beautiful clothing. So did you make these all by hand?
Not myself, but a lot of our stuff is handmade from Indonesia. So we like to bring as much as we can and come every year to Surrey Fusion Festival.
And why do you decide to come every year to showcase your Indonesian culture?
It just seems like a fun event because you don't really get a lot of events such as what we have here. And you don't see this very often. So we figured it's a fun way to bring some of our culture to Vancouver and just celebrate in general.
And you said you have like Bella's Boutique, so you create items and sell them?
Oh no, that's just the name of the shop. So we've been joining the Surrey Fusion Festival for, oh gosh, at least 10 years, I think. So even myself, I've been joining this since I was 12.
And what does your culture mean to you?
It means a lot because it's something that's just a part of you. And even in a country like Canada where everything is multicultural, you still hold on to a bit of where you came from as part of your identity and something to look back to.
Yeah, those were great answers. Thank you so much for your time. So I'm here with Abdul from the Jordan section.
Hi, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Surrey. Good afternoon, Vancouver and BC. And welcome to the Fusion Festival 2022. Finally, we are back. This is the first time Jordanians are participating at the Surrey Fusion Festival. We are very happy, very proud. And we came up with a lot of surprises for our customers with a lot of traditional and authentic food from thousands of years. Very glad to be here, yeah.
How is this festival going for you guys this day?
Super successful. You know, look at the crowds. I can see the smiles on every face. We're drawing a lot of smiles on every face, and you can see the lineup in our food for almost 100 meters, which is good. So I would like to thank everybody, the organizers mainly, for hosting us today at this wonderful place.
And what does your culture mean to you?
I'm sorry?
What does your culture mean to you?
Well, culture is very important for any nation. You know, without culture, there is no heritage, no history. So there is no history, no future, and we built on it. So culture is our roots to this land.
And what language do they usually speak in Jordan?
So in Jordan, we speak Arabic. Yeah.
Thank you for your time, Abdul.
Have a good day.
So we are here with Peter, a yoga instructor from the city of Surrey, and we're gonna ask him a couple of questions. The first question would be, how does yoga make your daily life better, I guess?
Well, it reduces stress, improves concentration, which, if you're studying, concentration is good. If you're freaked out about finals, reducing stress is a good thing. And it generally keeps you sleeping better. That's the mental benefits, but it also is physical exercise, so you'll lose fat, tone up some muscles.
And what got you started in being a yoga instructor? What inspired you to be a yoga instructor?
Well, I was doing yoga for the benefits I just mentioned, and I thought there's an opportunity to help other people who are having the same sorts of problems that I was, so here I am, teaching yoga.
Do you think yoga can be accessible to anyone? Do you think that they have to have an expensive mat, or can they just do it on their bedroom floor or something by like a YouTube video? Like, do you think that yoga, you need... Jaime, just cut this. Okay. Do you think that you need like expensive equipment to do yoga, or can you just do it on your bedroom floor with a YouTube video or something?
You don't even need a mat. It's nice to have a mat. You don't need one. Straps, you got bits of rope. It's not an expensive hobby. YouTube is good, but you want to be careful that you find someone who knows what they're talking about. Going to a rec center is good because the instructors are certified through BC Recreation and Parks Association. They've taken the yoga teacher training, and they've taken fitness theory, which is physiology, avoiding injuries, and tailoring the exercises to the participants.
Thank you so much for your time, Peter.
My name is Sergeant Dale Quine. I'm with the Community Policing Service here at Surrey Police Service. And I think you're going to ask me some questions.
Yeah. So, the first question is, how's the event going today?
The event's going really great. There's a lot of folks here, thousands of folks. Community engagement's been awesome. And we're going to be here again tomorrow. But we've had so many people taking pictures and getting balloons and tattoos and stickers. It's just been a great event.
What message are you trying to give out while you're here?
Well, we're just showcasing the Surrey Police Service and building trust and confidence in the community with folks. Lots of questions. People are asking us recruiting questions. And you know what? My favorite part is just engaging with all the kids. That's been the best part. And the food is awesome.
What inspired you to be a police officer?
I've been wanting to be a police officer since I was a little boy. And I've always respected police officers. And working for my community and doing everything I can to interact with folks, get to know them, and always supporting and helping them. And that's what I love the best about being a police officer.
Thank you so much for your time today.
All right.
Hi everyone, this is Sanjana from Close Look Productions, and we are here at the Fusion Festival, and we have
Curtis Ahaniku,
Robin Lawson.
Thank you so much for letting me interview you guys. How are you finding the Fusion Festival so far?
I find it's awesome, the diversity of culture here and food. It's amazing. I love watching different nations gather and appreciate each other's cultural history. It's awesome.
Definitely. Thank you.
Well, I haven't been able to go out into the festival as much as I'm moderating Indigenous elders talking about their experiences in residential schools, and I'm speaking as someone, as a survivor of the 60s scoop. So I haven't been able to get out there, but I can comment on the people who've come in to hear the discussions and to maybe receive a smudge. And to just talk to us about our overall experiences in our own community, and those, I don't even know where to start with some of the incredible brightness and curiosity and genuine concern from little kids this big, asking the most beautiful questions. And just so genuine with the elders, and then all of the other people that are coming literally from around the world. We've had people come in from England, from Kenya, Portugal. I mean, of course, Surrey, Vancouver, and the whole Lower Mainland. But they've been coming in. They've been so receptive to what we're teaching and educating on, and for the whole overall experience. They've been talking about what a fantastic experience the entire festival has been for them. So it's really been beautiful to be a part of it.
No, that's amazing. That's really heartwarming. And can you tell us a little bit about what you're doing in there and just why this program means so much to you guys?
Well, education on Indigenous issues is a huge endeavor across this country. We're so far behind in people understanding and even realizing things like the residential schools situation. It's certainly become more known over the last couple of years after the big inquiry, in the Truth and Reconciliation report that was done back in 2018. So this is just the aftermath of that. We're expressing our elders are expressing what their experiences have been coming through that and being a part of the education. So it's just helping the average Canadian know this is what's really Canada's actual history. This is these are the actual consequences of that history, and now the people who suffered those consequences have a voice. And this is one of the situations or events that allows that voice to occur. So it's how do you describe how much meaning is behind that? I think it's impossible to try to define it. I think our elders speaking from the heart is probably the best underlying statement anyone could make anyway. Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing. And my last question to you guys is, what does your culture mean to you guys? And how do you celebrate it?
Mine is the 4 seasons. We're right in summer time right now, so a lot of ceremonies, Sundance. Our Christmas is happening now. We do dance and ceremonies. Sundance is going on as we speak. We make sacrifices for our relatives here right now. And being able to say that I'm Indigenous on this territory of the Semiahmoo, this nation, right? We're standing on the ground of their people. This is a prairie's home. It's a teepee, but over here it's longhouse, big houses. They're ocean-going, canoeing society here, the Semiahmoo Nation. So we always say we're guests here on their traditional territory, guests, and we're so grateful that we can work, play, and eat. And I know Surrey has done their best to meet that need and honoring in respecting Indigenous territory first. And over the years, the Fusion Festival has done that. And I even was a lead dancer here one year when my regalia as a powwow dancer. I danced in the Eagle staff to lead the First Nations in when they had their entry. So I thought that was pretty cool that they had a First Nations person leading the grand entry here. Yeah.
And that was one of the years?
Yeah, that was one of the years here at Fusion Festival. So I like the term fusion. Kind of pulls us together, it unites us, and we need that more than ever. Especially Indigenous people, the respecting Mother Earth, nature, the wind, the trees, all that. That's so important to have Indigenous people be at the front of leading that deep belief, protecting Mother Earth. Yes.
Well, I would concur with everything that Curtis has said, but to add to that, as a 60 Scoop survivor, the culture is literally life for me. It is the whole that was a part of my being for so many years, and now that has been that whole has been replaced with something that matters, something that's real. It honors my own grandmothers. And I believe when we honor our own grandmothers the way they were meant to be, our grandchildren benefit from that too, and they will never have to experience the things that we have had to endure to this point. So culture, the essence of the culture means to me, it literally is the essence of life for me and my family. Yeah.
Great that you guys were able to connect with your cultures and share it with so many people. Thank you for that, and thank you so much for letting me interview you and share this message with our audience. It means a lot. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my God! Hey, I haven't seen you in so long.
You didn't hear her voice.
I know. I
She was
picked
just like
the
super
laugh.
hyper focused on like.
I was like, yo, this is interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
We have.
I'm Carla Laird, and I'm the president of the Jamaican Canadian Cultural Association.
Awesome. So what have you guys been doing today?
Well, today we've just been doing what we do best, which is showing people a taste of Jamaica and giving them an opportunity to experience our country. And so that's, for example, showing them our craft section. So if you go in our booth, you'd see pictures of our flag, you'd get to our flag, you'd see some of the items that we have on sale. And of course, the part that people love the most, which is the music, which you can hear, and our food.
And you were mentioning a little bit about yesterday. How did that go?
Yesterday was so amazing in terms of, people being stuck at home, not being able to go out for 2 years. And then yesterday and today, they've come out in their numbers to taste our food, to talk to us. We had a whole dance contest going on out here yesterday. Yeah, it was so good to just be around everybody. And it's a good example of what fusion is all about. Yeah.
How do you feel like everyone was responding to this?
I think it's something that everybody really missed. You can see it. Like, if you look around you, the crowds speak for themselves. And every time we think that the crowds are about to be as much as they're going to be for the day, more people keep coming, and we have 3 more hours to go, and I guarantee you more people are coming.
Definitely. And what does your culture mean to you, and why was it so important to have this?
Our culture is exactly who we are. It's how we talk. It's how we talk to other people. It's how we talk to each other as Jamaicans. It's how we cook. You know, it's literally who we are. And I think that's something we're very excited to share with everybody. So, you know, when you go and you taste our beef patties or you taste our jerk chicken, which is like world famous, yeah, it's us sharing a little bit of who we are, and we're more than happy to do that because after all, we live in a multicultural province. So, yeah.
Thank you so much for letting me interview you. My mouth is like watering from like all the food names, so we'll definitely check it out. Thank you so much. No problem. Thank you. Hi everyone, this is Sanjana and we're back with
Prabeen Joshi. I am Laxman Sunwar.
Awesome. It's great to interview you guys. What do you guys think of the Fusion Festival so far?
Well, it's amazing. This is my, I guess, 4th Fusion Festival that I'm attending, and I'm representing the pavilion, Nepalese Pavilion, so Nepal Cultural Society of BC. I'm one of the directors in there, and every year I see that it has been growing and it's being really inclusive. I see a lot of countries being represented and new themes being created, right? And even during the pandemic, 2 years in a row, you guys or the organizers were really creative enough to take it online. So it's good. It's good. You can see the number of people. We did a really good sales, and lots of people came by. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Awesome. And how is your guys' program going so far? What are you guys doing here?
Sure, I can answer because I'm here kind of permanently. So we do have information booths in here, and we do have merchandise for show and sell. We decided to put a TV here so that, you know, people lining up, they can watch the presentation and then be a little bit more, you know, knowledgeable about the country. And we have a restaurant who was outsourced for food right next door. We won the best food competition back in 2018. So it's kind of, you know, out in the market and people come by for the food. So they're doing really well, very well organized outside. They don't look panicked at all, but in the kitchen, you know.
So many people to feed, right?
Oh my goodness, yeah. I think there were like at least 2,000 people that came by yesterday and maybe about the same today. And I would say about 50% of them, they come by the booth, they get the information. We have a really special knife from Nepal, and we did a show about that earlier, and a lot of people showed interest on that. So yeah, it's been very well received.
Congrats on being so successful in your awards. Can you tell us a little bit about what your culture means to you? Maybe I'll start off.
Okay. We have like culture means many things to us, like singing, dancing, and like costumes. We had different costumes. If you came yesterday, we had many types of costumes from Nepal. And we have food here, like special food like momo. Many people like momo, like even foreigners who have not been to Nepal, they like momo if they taste one time. So it's all about like many things. Like it is multifaceted culture we have in Nepal. Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing. And do you have anything to add about what your culture means to you?
Sure, yeah. Well, if you talk about Nepali culture, it will mean different to people from different parts of Nepal. It's a very small country. It's
diverse, right?
We have 123 languages and dialects. We have 36 different ethnic communities. So it will mean different for different people. But here you will see sort of like a mixed bag kind of culture, and being a Nepali is a culture in itself. And everybody who comes here, I saw people coming from Fiji, from India. They had roots in Nepal, and they're still a Nepali, right? And that's the culture that they are carrying, I guess, right? So it's just a feeling of belonging to Nepal or any culture in that regard.
Especially because,
yeah.
And there's so much diversity as well, so there's room for everyone, right?
Yeah. Me in Nepal was a different person than me in Canada, so I've adapted to certain things, but the roots are still there. And once you hold to that root and you can, display yourself as a Nepali, that's a culture to me.
Definitely something to be proud of. So thank you so much for what you guys are doing, and thank you for the interview.
Have a good like which channel?
Oh, this is for Close Look Production. So yeah, say hi to our audience.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Have a good day.
Thank you so much. Thanks for the interview. We have Dan the Man. Hey.
Hello there. Nice to be here.
Great to see you. Great to bump into you. he was also at our Close Look talent show, so shout out to him, one of our volunteers. So yeah, how do you find the Fusion Festival so far?
Well, I think it's great. It reminds me of those times I went to the Edmonton Heritage Festivals. There's a whole bunch of cultures, lots of foods. It feels great. It shows it's mostly what Canada's about. That's the great thing about it.
Definitely. And can you tell us a little bit about what your culture means to you?
For me, it's a lot. But the people are great. There's a lot of the beaches, and there's a lot of the ruins, and like a lot of mountains, ocean, similar to what you see in Vancouver. A lot of palm trees, and of course, there's people that dances, and that's the thing. I love dancing. That's one thing that Latinos we love doing. So it's great to see that being here in Canada in this time of year.
Oh, that's awesome. And how do you choose to celebrate your culture here in Canada?
I think in days like this, it's definitely an excellent time. I think it's definitely, if you think about it, it's like there's nowhere else except the big cities, especially in the suburbs, such as here in Surrey. I think it's great. I've seen a lot of Africans, Indians. It feels great. And Latinos as well. I think it's awesome. I think I love it.
Do you feel like in Canada there's a lot of opportunities for you to celebrate your culture?
Maybe not, to be honest, not as much as the States, but there's still quite a lot. There's still, it's really good. There's a huge Latin community, and especially Vancouver, Burnaby, Surrey. I mean, there's mostly lots in Quebec, but I think here in BC, there's a good amount.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for letting me interview you, and yeah, thank you for sharing a bit about your culture. Yeah.
Hello, my name's Julian. Today we're here with DJ A-Slam. So this is my first time interviewing anyone, and this is DJ A-Slam's fourth time on Close Look, sorry. So how are you enjoying the event so far?
Yeah, this is my first time playing Fusion Fest, so it's one of the few festivals where you get everything, like almost every genre of music, so I'm glad that I got to be like a piece of that.
So how has your experiences influenced your music?
Oh, that's a good question. So I'm like Indian, African, Canadian, like all mixed together, and so you really hear that in my music. So my lyrics are mainly in English, but I like use like Bollywood or Bhangra samples and rhythms in the back. Sometimes I drop like some African kind of drums, and the themes that I would say I rap about are kind of like in the South Asian context. So yeah, it's really a huge influence on what you hear on the record.
So tell me a little bit about the songs you performed today here.
So it's crazy, like during COVID, I produced my own album. It's the first time that I had time to like just record my own music because I DJ so much. So that's what I performed. It's the first time like I've done those songs live. And that album, so I produced that album, and I'd say like the most like, there was two like really cool like songs on that we did today. The last one was called For You, which is a song I wrote for my mom. And the second last song we did is called Northwest Coast Story, and that I wrote with an indigenous artist who was on stage with me, Lady Sincere, and Aaron Ross from the Boom Booms. That song's not even out yet, and that's like really like another like cultural anthem, but with an indigenous focus. So I'm really proud of those two, and so we did those two today.
Nice. It was nice talking to you. You did great today.
I hit recorded drop, you can't ignore it. I'm transforming now these cars and planes, I'm always boarding. Just out touring down in Charlotte like I play for Hornets. When I'm performing, never boring, now you can't afford it. Champagne Perrier, finished friends on my face. Looking like I'm from the deep, these no Cartiers. Pockets deep, 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 bro. I can make it in my seat, bro. Do you, I'm doing me, bro. Making noise, use a peep, bro. Whoa, whoa. I press the button and the doors go off like
This is Julian. I hope you enjoyed today's episode on Surrey Fusion Festival. And on behalf of Aryan and Sanjana, this is Close Look signing out.